Hello, warriors. Welcome to the You movement. I am B. How are you coping with all of these solar flares coming in? It has been a very rough stretch these last 24 hours for me. So I want to talk a little bit about self-healings and the processes in which we release stuff. If you have watched some of my videos from years past, and maybe go into the chakra playlist or the body playlist, and you might find some videos talking about things from a more spiritual point of view. We are a physical body. On top of that physical body, we are an emotional body. On top of the emotional body, we are a mental body. On top of our mental body, we are a spiritual body. And we are huge. So our physical body is actually the smallest. Some people might refer to this as your auric field. And it gets more and more subtle the further out, but that's still us. That's still our soul. Our soul is not in us. We are in our soul. Our soul is huge. And in this process of purification that we are going through on this awakening journey, our bodies are the holders, the memory, the storage of all the experiences that we've had lodged deep within us. And as we are going through this awakening, all these dense energies that exist within us need to come out. But how do they come out? There's only so many ways that these dense energies can move their way out. And so me as a Reiki master and who's been working with people in their physical bodies, on the emotional, on the mental, in the auric field, I'm very aware the process of elimination, the elimination routes. So we can cry. And there's a lot of tears on this awakening path. We can sweat it out. Which is why it's highly advisable, if you haven't already eliminated the use of aluminum in your deodorant, antiperspirants, that you immediately eliminate aluminum, because that's like creating a barrier to prevent the natural elimination of sweat to pour out of you. So go aluminum free or deodorant free. I don't use deodorant anymore. I use a little bit of vinegar, apple cider vinegar on a cotton bod, and that neutralizes any bacteria. But since I stopped using deodorant, I'm not a very smelly person. If you keep yourself clean, you'll be fine. The reason why you smell so quickly is because your body has to detoxify first with all the aluminum in there. But that's side note there. Our sinuses and our oxygen is another elimination path. So oftentimes when you are going through eliminating some of these denser energies, you may develop chest infections, nasal congestion, and the mucus is collecting and helping eliminate things for you. Our mouths, vomiting is you may experience nausea and or actual vomiting. I have multiple times along this awakening path eliminated so violently that yes, I needed to throw up. Urination. Keeping your urinary and your kidney systems high functioning, and so incorporating a detoxification through the body through the urine by utilizing lots of lemons in your water, and or herbal teas, cranberry juice, real cranberry juice, not that sugary stuff, or cranberries. I eat cranberries very frequently in my smoothies. And that keeps all the elimination of the liquids flowing nice and quickly, especially if you are getting like kidney stones or things like that. You should be having cranberries every single day. You know, throw a couple of cranberries in with your, as you make a smoothie or something like that. And lots of fresh fluoride-free water. You know, make sure your water is filtered. Not all water is created equally. And then, of course, defecation and the elimination through feces. And so sometimes what you will find is when you're processing through things in the body, in the you know, denser energies, as stuff is processing, you will get physically discomfort. And so for me personally, last night, I was called to do a lot of work of self-healing on the chakra. And you can do this yourself as well at home. You don't need to go to a Reiki master. Your hands are natural healing centers. We've got, each of us, we have chakras on our hands. So a minor chakra on the hand, and then each of the fingers has a micro chakra on it as well. So, you know, when your child is ill, what do? You put your hand on them and you soothe it. When you've got a sore arm, you hold yourself. So the natural inclination is already self-healing. We are self-healing, like self-cleaning biological computers. And so our hands are very powerful for therapeutic touch, and you don't need any specialized training to activate your own healing capacity. So last night I was called to do a lot of self-work on my heart chakra. I was experiencing, and what's funny is the heart is located on the left side, but it was the right side there that was causing a lot of discomfort. And so for about 3 to 4 hours, I stayed in meditation, just visualizing white light coming through my hands and penetrating in and releasing. And as I was, you know, in meditation, observing myself, just allowing whatever emotion to come. There was tears, there was light language, there was this, that, or the other. I was listening to my awakening playlist and experiencing things as I'm processing through stuff on my emotional as well as physical, because whatever is affected on one layer is going to affect all the other layers. And then what ended up happening, because as I said, I was in this state for 3 to 4 hours at least, not getting any sleep, drifting in and out at times, where I was almost like astral you know, traveling. It wasn't really dream world, but I wasn't really awake either. And I just kept my hand there the whole time. And then I was keeled over in abdominal discomfort, like absolutely the worst. And then spent the rest of the night running to the bathroom, eliminating. And you know, at first I was like, did I eat something, this, that, and the other? And then I'm like, well, oh, geez, of course, 3 to 4 hours of self-healing is going to shift stuff. And so as you are going through your awakenings, being aware of the interconnectedness of all things, you know, the sun flares, our environment around us, and sun flares and energy is coming in. It's penetrating through our spiritual bodies. which is penetrating and the light going in through deeper into the mental. And so you may at times feel mental, feel like what is happening? Why is this happening to me? What's going on? Because your mind can't keep up with the shifts and the changes. And then into the emotional, and you might start experiencing emotional releases. And, I was definitely coming to terms with certain things and grieving certain things that I'm letting go of, because on this process of awakening, we're in a continual process of letting go. We're letting go of the tools and the techniques that no longer serve us. We're letting go of the people and the situations that no longer serve us in our 3D world. We're letting go of thoughts and ways of behaving. We're letting go of how we treat ourselves, and incorporating a greater degree of self-compassion, self-love. I have a playlist called Letting Go, because we're constantly in a state of letting go. Letting go of marriages, letting go of jobs, letting go of family, letting go of sometimes pets, letting go of the way we thought the world was supposed to work, the way that we thought, all the thoughts, all the thinkings, the structures, letting go of our thinking that we're in control of everything, letting go of ego and ego's attempts to micromanage everything, letting go of the way we thought our life should look. And the things that we wanted. And it's through all the attachments that is our greatest degree of suffering. And now for me personally, it may not be the same for you, but for me personally, people has been the most challenging of letting goes. Because the core wounds of my traumas meant that there was a lot of codependent energy, and the wanting of romantic partnership was my greatest suffering throughout all of my life. And so, that's the energy that I've been sitting in lately. As I've been processing through and healing and doing the healing work on codependency, on attachment to people, learning what boundaries are, and erecting them, and saying, no, I'm out, I'm not tolerating that when situations arise, learning to stand up for self, learning all of these things, because I'm letting go of codependency and that need of people. And so, as I said, for me, because of my background, being adopted and moved from this place to this place to this place in foster care, and then finally being adopted into a less than stellar type of environment where there was further traumas through narcissistic abuse, my deepest desire was always to be loved. That was my absolute deepest desire. And so in this process of learning to love self, I've also learned that I have to let go of this desire to hold on. This twin flame journey has been confusing, difficult, challenging, as it pushes you through. It's the trigger for your awakening, and letting go of the attachment to your twin, to this person is the person that is my everything. They're everything I ever dreamed of a person should be. And letting go of that has, it pushes you the twin flame journey pushes you to let go of all those other things that aren't in alignment. And then ultimately you get to a place where you're like, and I have to actually let go of my twin as well and accept that they are gone. And I've been in this heart space, accepting the fact that for me, now this may not work for you, and that's okay. For me personally, I don't have an interest in having a soulmate. Many people do. Many people have, talks about wanting to go out and having divine partnership. But where I am at, because of my own healing journey, it is I'm ready to devote my life to God. There is divine partnership, and if that's not available to me, then I don't want to be in a settling kind of energy or a needing kind of energy or anything like that. So that's what I have been processing through on my own awakening right now. It is learning to let go of the attachment of partnership and to be on my own and with God, union with God, and that's, this journey is all about, people talk about union. And first there's the union with self and loving self. And then there's this union with God. And so that's kind of where I'm at. And there's also union with soul family. And my relationship with God is not, I've not grown up with a relationship with God. It's all new to me. But to have a relationship with God means to detach. For me personally, it means to detach from all other things that aren't in alignment with God, Source, the Creator, my highest and greatest. And so I'm now in a state of learning. And this is nothing I would have ever foreseen or predicted for myself. Not in a million years. I used to be a party girl back in the day. And my biggest want, my biggest need was always from the time I was very young in seeking partnership. And so where I am at now is understanding that my biggest need or my biggest want has been my biggest suffering. It is what has led me to my greatest sufferings in tolerating relationships I should have left much, much sooner. So I'm processing where I started from is I'm processing on the emotional. I'm grieving the life that I thought that I was going to have. And allowing yourself to grieve is a release. Allowing yourself to give yourself time to do the self-healings is going to make shifts. And so there may be physical releases that you experience. And that's okay. You have to give yourself the time to do it, and to do it with love and compassion and gentleness and care and all of those things. So at the present moment in time, I'm just, coming to terms with my solitude, coming to terms with my relationship with myself and with God, and coming to terms with accepting I'm no longer seeking anything at all outside of myself. Like there are zero things left, is how I feel. Like I've let go of it all. I've let go of it all. My life is given to God now, and how God wants to move me is completely and utterly up to God. What my life is going to look like, I have no idea. What I'm going to do, what I'm going to be, who I'm going to be around, where I will be living. Like, there are zero things left that I have a say in. I give it all up. I give it all up. I seek nothing. So if you're still struggling with seeking certain things, or still believing that you have some control over any of this, and you find yourself on this journey and you're needing some help, feel free to reach out and book a one-on-one with me if you so choose. Or an oracle read, or Reiki, distance Reiki. But as I said, you put your own hand where it needs to go, and you'll be amazed at some of the shifts that can occur. And because I really feel more and more that the whole purpose of this journey is to bring us back into our own personal power. And so while I can be a guide, ultimately I want to lead you back to you and to your own expertise, where you can be your own guru. You can save yourself. And because that's where it all is. Everything that you need is inside of you. The power is inside of you. So I'm feeling a little bit like 140 at the present moment in time, after a very sleepless and uncomfortable night. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and send you all my absolute love and thanks and gratitude for all the support on this awakening path, and peace out.